Hi, this is Kathy Campbell with Coldwell Banker, bringing you today this month's Market Minute. Today we're in the offices of State Farm Insurance with Jason Beck, my insurance agent, and I'm always getting questions from homeowners about how much policy coverage do I need, what do lenders require, so we're going to the expert today. Jason, thanks for talking with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How about starting, what do lenders require? That's a question I get often.
Yeah, so the lenders they're just going to require what they owe. So if you owe $200,000 on the home, that's what they're going to do. They just want to cover their bases. But let's say you had a big down payment and the house is worth $250,000. You're going to want to make sure that you get coverage up to the amount that your house is worth, because all the bank really cares about is just that they cover their bases. So make sure that you cover your bases, and for a few extra dollars you can cover your bases. $50,000 more isn't going to cost you that much more in insurance.
That's great.
Just a few dollars a month. So.
Thank you. And tell us about the difference between insuring a townhouse or a condo and single family dwelling.
Yeah, so a condo or a townhome, your HOA is going to cover that outside structure. Okay. It's going to cover all that. And then what you're covering is everything on the inside. You're covering all your personal belongings. And then on a single family dwelling, you're going to be covering both the structure, the structure of course, and your personal belongings on the inside.
All right. So big difference in premiums from one to
the
other.
Yeah,
right?
It really is.
What about a typical townhouse cost?
So a typical townhouse is going to cost you like $10 to $13 a month to insure, okay. And then a homeowners is going to be $40, $50, sometimes $100 a month. So excellent.
And so, what is in a single family dwelling? Then, what would your policy normally cover if there was a claim?
So it's going to cover both, like I said, the structure, and it's going to cover your personal belongings on the inside. It's going to cover both. Mm-hmm. And that's just a regular homeowner's policy is going to cover those things. And that's the thing, you want to make sure that everything is covered. So here in the state of Utah, we're on a fault line. I-15 is a fault line. So earthquake is not covered. I think a lot of people think that, I've got homeowners, everything, mm-hmm. every natural disaster, everything is covered. That is not true. So because we are on a fault line, it will happen someday. For a few extra dollars, you can get earthquake, and it's something I would highly recommend.
All right. Anything else like that you would?
Yeah, and as far as riders go, as far as the coverage and things like that go, the one that comes to mind is this backup of sewer and drain. Backup of sewer and drain is not typically part of a homeowner's policy. It's a rider that you can add on to that. Mm-hmm. It's $15 for the year, so $1.25 a month. So it's something you definitely want, because that does happen. That sewer will back up sometimes, and if you have poo-poo all over your basement, you're going to want to have backup of sewer and drain. And then things like limits and things like that. So like jewelry, for instance. Most insurance companies will only cover you up to $3,000 on your jewelry. So if you have more than that, so let's say you have a ring that's $10,000 or something like that, what you want to get is a personal articles policy. You can get a personal articles policy, typically they'll run you around $8 a month for like $10,000 to $12,000 in your personal belongings. So make sure that, like I said, everything is covered, because like I said, the earthquake is not going to be covered, backup of sewer and drain, unless you add those riders to the policy.
That's great to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
And every family's a little unique, so
that's true. So really, and I would recommend, finding an agent that you trust and that can explain these things to you, rather than calling a 1-800 number where you're not, some guy in India is selling you a policy, because when you really need it, you're going to want someone there that knows what they're talking about.
It's good advice. Have somebody local.
Yes, yeah.
And the last question I have for you, is there anything people can do to reduce their premiums so they're not so expensive?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things you can do as far as maintenance-wise. You can get an alarm system will give you a discount. deadbolt logs, making sure that everything is, if you have an older home, getting, updating the plumbing, updating the wiring, things like that will really help to reduce your premiums. And also bundling. Bundling is a great way to reduce your premiums by getting your car insurance and your homeowners at the same place. It's really going to help.
Excellent advice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And thanks for joining us today for the Market Minute on homeowners insurance. Jason's been my agent for a lot of years now, and I appreciate him. There's a lot of other great agents in the Valley. So wish you well. Have a good month.